Is it a problem that Donald Trump is putting people with little or no experience in charge of major departments like defence, which is going to be headed up by a former news host? Well, the UK has been doing it forever. Just saying.
Hey guys, welcome back again to the channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking when you saw this video. So in today's video, you guys know that the Senate has been trying to approve some of the nominees for the US for Trump. Okay, those people who will be like a minister, some of the appointees that he's going to be working with as cabinet members. So this particular man in this today's video, his name is Pete Hexa, and he was interviewed by some senators, and he has to pass through all of these things before they get him approved as the defense minister. Okay, right now his videos has been trending online just because of what he did, like his performance in that interview is the reason why this guy is trending on social media, okay, especially on TikTok. So we're going to look at what other creators, like people's reaction to this particular video. They will come back and talk about it. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section as we watch this video together. Okay, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well and give this video a thumbs up. So let's go ahead and watch this video, then we'll come back and talk more.
This is really embarrassing. Donald Trump's nominee for the Department of Defense Secretary was asked to name one country in the Asean Agreement, which is an organization of Southeast Asian countries, and he couldn't do it. Not one. Just take a look.
A little bit, and I'm glad that you mentioned it. Can you name the importance of at least one of the nations in the ASEAN, and what type of agreement we have with at least one of those nations, and how many nations are in ASEAN, by the way?
I couldn't tell you the exact amount of nations in that, but I know we have allies in South Korea and Japan and in AUKUS with Australia, trying to work on submarines with them.
Mr. Hexa, none of those countries are in ASEAN. None of those three countries that you've mentioned are in ASEAN. I suggest you do a little homework before you prepare for these types of negotiations.
Yeah. That's the guy that Donald Trump has nominated to run the Department of Defense, run the Pentagon, and he has no idea what this agreement is, what this organization is. He couldn't even name a country in the organization. This guy is completely unqualified. He has no idea what he's doing. The Department of Defense is an incredibly important agency. It's crucial to our national security, and Donald Trump's just throwing this guy in there to do it. Give me a break.
So I listened to Hexa's confirmation hearing, and I have some thoughts that no one, not a single soul, asked for, but I'm going to give them anyway. First of all, why are we talking about Jesus so much in a Senate confirmation hearing? I have no problem with Jesus. I just don't understand what him being a Christian has to do with him being sect up, and it was brought up an awful lot. Two, a lot of people are like, oh, he wasn't super high up in the military and he's a combat veteran, so he's got dust on his boots and can really relate to people in the military and like bring back what we need. There are a lot of people with those qualifications, like not super high up in the military, combat veterans who have worked with nonprofits and do a lot of good for veterans who don't have so many skeletons in the closet that completely overshadow whatever good he may or may not be trying to accomplish. Okay, so it's very, very apparent that he was picked because he's like super, super, super loyal to Trump. We already know this, and he made it even clearer today when he was like, yeah, Trump, whatever Trump does, it's going to make the military perfect, and I'm just here to do whatever Trump wants. Like, it's pretty obvious what's going on here. Third, if your answer is anonymous smear campaign, when someone asks you a yes or no question to did you do this thing, I'm going to assume that the answer is that you did the thing, because you apparently just can't say no. Why can't you just say no? It's really weird. And speaking of non-answers, yes, a lot of the questions were really good, but he got away with a lot of non-answers. And yes, I know that that happens on both sides of the political aisle, but today was Pete Hexa's turn to be questioned, and that's why I'm talking about him. He yapped the clock out so many times, and it was so frustrating to listen to, but I guess that's just par for the course these days. And lastly, yes, we all make mistakes and have skeletons in our closet. It is a very human thing. I understand that. The difference is me, you, whoever else who may have made mistakes in their life, we are not being nominated for SecDef. He is. And so to say that he shouldn't be held to a higher standard than the average person is a little bit strange to me. And accountability, I heard that word come up a lot from him today, and it's like, where's the accountability for you, my guy? He also was like, yes, I have done many bad things and I have changed, but then anytime he's asked about those bad things, I know one of the senators brought this up, he would say, oh, that was just anonymous. So there's not actually a lot of accountability happening. But anyway, those are my thoughts. Bye.
I think that he wasn't really prepared for this hearing today. He didn't really prepare for whatever question that was going to be asked, because if not, he would have done like lots of research even before coming in, right? He would have asked questions, he would have done researches, instead of just coming there, okay, without really planning. Maybe he read other things and think that was what he was going to be asked without, making proper research about the whole hearing, the whole interviews that he was going to be getting from that particular hearing that day from the Senate. He didn't expect them. He didn't expect the questions that was asked. He didn't expect it at all. When he was asked about the ASEAN, you guys, I was expecting him to name the countries. I think for somebody who is vying for such position, he would have known some of these things, because if I'm vying for a particular position, that just some things that shouldn't really skip my mind, even though I feel within me that some of these questions that actually came up they were so much for him. They were just too much for me. I feel that some of the question wasn't supposed to be asked. But going through some comment section, some people were saying he needed to be asked those questions, right? But I am just so shocked that a question like this, because if at all I am vying for such position, I should know something about that. But he never knew anything about that, okay? And I feel that he didn't really prepare for it. Or maybe he prepared and he looked the other way without looking around for anything that might just come up, okay? And I don't know what will happen at the end, if he's going to become the defense minister finally. Okay, let's go ahead and look at other people's opinion or review from this.
So if you didn't know, Pete Hexa, he served in the National Guard, and he just admitted during this hearing, which I already knew was true, but he admitted it himself, that he was not permitted to guard President Biden's inauguration because his own unit had identified him as a extremist with questionable tattoos, like I mentioned this morning. This is my favorite. Listen, it's not funny, and this guy's gonna get confirmed, but just people get theirs in the end. I believe that. Let's see what happens.
So the big thing going around X and all social media right now is this exchange between the senator of Illinois and Pete Hegseth. She brought up the Asean Nations and was trying to get Pete Hegseth to basically talk about it, like what he knows about it. So what exactly are the Asean Nations? The Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, was formed in 1967 by Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines, Singapore, and Thailand to promote political and economic cooperation and regional stability. So it's an economic alliance between a total of 10 Southeastern Asian countries. So what would that have to do with the Secretary of Defense? Well, nothing. Now, if you want to make the argument that someone in this position should know more about it, you can make that argument. But the question wasn't really relevant to his position. She just wanted her gotcha moment, I guess. And you got all these liberals all over X and social media basically making fun of him for not knowing it. Even though I guarantee you 90-some% of them probably didn't even know this alliance existed until today. On top of that, they probably couldn't even point out the countries on a map. You can hate on Pete Hegseth all you want, but that whole thing wasn't relevant at all.
So one thing about politics I've come to realize is that a lot of people are always picking the people that are loyal to them. No matter how you see it, at the end of the day, they want people who are loyalists to them, okay, because they need people who can get the work done as much as possible, have somebody who will listen to their command, okay. So that's why some of these people, end up being in some places and you'll be like, oh, why are they here, right? And some of the questions that was asked to this guy on that stage that day, I personally felt that it was not supposed to be, right? But going through the comment section of most of the videos, I saw people saying the same thing that I actually thought, and people were answering that, you know what, he needed to be asked questions as regards to his morality to be sure that he knows what he's doing. Because now, okay, let's take for instance when he was asked about his wife and him having a baby mama while he was married, okay, and he was like, oh, the case was the case has been closed and all of that. And they were like, you cannot just say that. That other man was like, you cannot just say that. Why did you do this? Okay, if you're somebody that could do this, right? So I feel that some of these things were his personal life. Why bring it to an interview? Okay, if I'm wrong, you guys correct me. Okay, because I actually read it I read it on the comment section and people were actually saying the same thing. But other people came out and said, you know what, when you're vying for such position, because you're going to be meeting women, you're going to be meeting people, they wanted to know your perspective about this particular area of your life, if you have stopped it or if you have done something about it. And of course, you're going to be meeting women, the eyes you're seeing women with, right? How you're seeing women, the things you feel about women. They just wanted to know. And I like the fact when he turned and said, my wife is here. Okay, so that means he has a supportive wife, right? We might not know what's happening at home, but he has a supportive wife that is there with him. Okay, that's just the main thing. And I don't know, I really felt for him at that stage, because a lot of questions were coming to this guy. Like, a lot of those questions were coming to him, and I just feel that some of these things shouldn't have been asked. Like, it was for me, I felt that they were asking him so many questions that wasn't supposed to be. But yeah, people say it was morality. They want to know his morality. And when they also asked about him being drunk and all of that, I was like, he can have a glass of wine, right? But I don't know about being drunk, because you can't even make a good decision when you're drunk, right? But they asked him all of that. I remember they also asked him, like, they asked him so many questions. And also, if people are protesting, what is he going to do? All of those questions. I know that one is very legit. They should ask him that. But personal life, I don't know. But you guys, I'm leaving it up to you. What do you think? Do you think that they should have asked him question about his personal lifestyle? Okay, what do you think? Let's know in the comment section. What's your thoughts? Share with us in the comments. And please do not forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Yeah, hit that subscribe button right now to be a part of the family. Thank you so much, guys. We're already at 12K. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. I really enjoy staying with you guys. Thank you so much for your support and every other thing. God bless you. I hope to see you guys on my next video. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button to be a part of the family. And I hope to see you on my next video. Okay, give this video a thumbs up so that more people can see it as well. See you guys on my next video. Bye, guys.